Good evening, students. I am CHAKRABORTY. I am from Baranagar Rameswar High School, a vocational commerce teacher, code now 1105. As we all know, due to the unprecedented condition of the entire nation as well as whole of the world, the government announced that all classes should stop. But due to some coming examination, our council has decided to introduce online class system so that the students should be benefited for the ensuing HS examination. As for the guidelines, today I shall discuss the chapter of house property that will be in the syllabus of class 11 of vocational exam. Before starting, let us discuss some of general topics which are very essential on discussing the chapter of income from house property. First of all, we know there are various types of income. Income is derived from various sources. Number one, today we discuss is income from house property. Besides that, income from salary. Besides that, income from business and profession. Besides that, capital gains. And last of all, income from other sources. The council, according to council guidelines, total 10 marks are allotted for the chapter income from house property. And in scoring the 10 marks, it is very easy to score 10 to 10 in that chapter. So let's start about the chapter that is called income from house property. Before going to the chapter, let us first to state that income from house property discussion, there are various types of houses that the incomes are derived from them. Number one, the houses which are self-occupied. Actually, the owner should occupy the house and use for residential purpose. Second house should be the portion of the house let out, and third is the portion of the house should be used for business and profession. Today we have been discussing the self-occupied house. Now first of all, what is the self-occupied house? When the owner himself occupies the house and used for his own residential purpose, it is called the self-occupied residential house. So in case of self-occupied residential house, several abbreviations are used and we may discuss now. First of all, it is called municipal value. Municipal value. Second, it is called municipal tax. And third all is interest on loan. First of all is municipal value. It is called in Bengali, that is Pouro Mullo. Second is municipal tax, that is Pouro Por. And third is interest on loan, that is Rine Shud. Now first of all, we discuss the municipal value. That is, what is municipal value means, or what is Pouro Mullo? The value of the asset, the house that resides in that particular area, the total value of the particular asset is called the municipal value. And municipal tax should be calculated on the basis of total municipal value of that property. And third of all, interest on loan. If the loan is taken in case of self-occupied house for reconstruction or renovation, there should be certain limitations for that. So these three items are very essential in calculating income from house property of self-occupied house. as we stated earlier, that in case of self-occupied house, the owner should himself occupying the own house. But there are certain incomes which are derived from house property, but they are not under the heads of house property. They are when the income from a laboratory, income from a universities, schools, business professions, income from farms, income from any particular house property that belongs to a particular political party. These incomes are not taxable. These incomes are not taxable, as you all stated. So, first of all, secondly, first of all, that's the format. So now there should be certain calculations in computing the income from house property. These calculations we should calculate first of all. How to calculate? First of all, that is gross annual value is the amount. That is again called net annual value. This is nil. It is universal. In case of self-occupied house, the owner should occupy the house. There is gross annual value, it relates to net annual value, and this should be definitely universally nil. Less tax deduction under section 24, that is interest on loan for reconstruction, renovation, etc. Less tax deduction under section 24B, interest on loan, there should be certain conditions. If the loan was taken before 1999, that amount should be not exceed 20,000. But after 1999, the amount should be 15,000, not more than 15,000, so that maximum 15,000 should be allowed for tax deduction. So you can write 15,000 minus 15,000, and total is minus 15,000. That is income from house property of self-occupied house. This type of house, that is income from house property, the self-occupied house for residential purpose, is very important. In coming examination of HSO class 11, this type of house property is very important. Besides income from house property of a self-occupied house that should be negative in figure, there are two types of house which are used and incomes are derived from them. First of all, the house should be let out, and thirdly, the house should be used for business and profession. These are the types of houses. In the next class, we shall discuss about the other two houses. But my opinion, this self-occupied house is very essential, and is very essential, and also is very important for the coming examination. Besides these two houses, this three type of house, there is a self-occupied house, and how you should let out and how should be used for part of business and profession. These are according to the guidelines of the council are in the syllabus of class 11 under the head of income from house property on unit 2, and total 10 marks are allotted. Among these 10 marks, 4 marks are allotted for objective type of questions and remaining rest of marks are allotted for mathematical or descriptive questions. We actually advise the students to follow these classes, and if there are any queries or questions in next classes, they should phone me and call me back in their various queries and questions. I hope you will be benefited from this house property class, particularly income from self-occupied house, and okay, wishes to all the students for taking these classes. Also, thank you, and so let us come to the classes.